holiday season is the most wonderful time of the blah, blah, blah. Look, it's not so holly jolly for some people, and no matter how many carols you carol or nogs you nog, for some people, this time of the year just stinks. But I'm here to break down the top 7 moments from movie history that prove that somebody, at least in the movies, has it worse than you. Number 7, A Christmas Story. Ralphie really does almost shoot his eye out. After spending the entire movie yearning for a Red Ryder BB gun and being told time after time he'd shoot his eye out, little Ralphie finally gets his wish on Christmas. Elated, he takes it outside, aims at a target affixed to some metal, and shoots a BB that ricochets right at his face, narrowly missing his eye. And instead of realizing that this is the narrow escape from needing an eye patch that it was, he lies to his mom and gets to keep the thing. Okay, so it's kind of a happy ending, but I'm sure it wasn't for any small creatures that weirdo shot at when the cameras weren't rolling. Number 6, Home Alone. Child abandonment and attempted breaking and entering. Speaking of weaponized blonde children, we're all delighted by the Rube Goldberg shenanigans of Kevin McAllister as he protects hearth and home. But if you think about it, this is a pretty horrible Christmas. First off, your entire family abandons you. Your entire family. And then you have to fend off a bunch of admittedly idiotic adults from breaking and entering. That is traumatic. I mean, it's no wonder Macaulay grew up to be in a Pizza Pun Velvet Underground cover band. It's true, you should look it up. Number 5, The Ref. A couple gets bound and gagged by an armed intruder. The point of The Ref is that you're not sure who has it worse, the squabbling married couple being tied up or the burglar doing the tying. Kevin Spacey and Judy Davis star as the bleakest version possible of an erotic married couple on the brink of divorce. The two are held hostage in their own home on Christmas Eve as a burglar, played by Dennis Leary, acts as a default pistol-packing marriage counselor. Stockholm Syndrome notwithstanding, most people would at least prefer to spend their Christmases with their arms not tied up. After all, it's harder to grab the whiskey if all you have are little T-Rex arms. It's just like, ugh, guys, you didn't need it. Number 4, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The SWAT team. In a slap to the face of middle-class yuts, Clark Griswold, instead of receiving his desperately needed Christmas bonus, he gets a free year's membership to the Jelly of the Month Club. In a rage, he lashes out at his boss, prompting his dim cousin Eddie to take matters into his own hands, abducting said boss and bringing him home. Funny thing about abductions is they're not usually appreciated. Go figure. And Frank's wife calls a SWAT team on the Griswold homestead. Even though this comedy of errors gets wrapped up like a Christmas present, the film ends with a bang, as an explosion is literally triggered, destroying the Griswolds' Christmas display, but not their Christmas spirit. Number 3, Krampus. Spoiler alert. Not being in the Christmas spirit is a matter of life and death in last year's horror flick, Krampus. After a family loses its Christmas spirit, an ancient demon won't ever let them forget it as he terrorizes them in their own home, eventually sealing them in their abode in a waking nightmare. The film ends as the family is hermetically sealed magically in a snow globe and placed atop Krampus's fireplace forever. I wonder if Krampus owns or rents. Remember this the next time you lose your Christmas spirit. Unless you're me, because I celebrate Hanukkah. Me and Krampus are tight like a dreidel locked behind a sofa cushion. Yeah. Number 2, Gremlins. Kate's bad Christmas memory. There are 3 things people remember about Gremlins. Cute little mogwais, mischievous gremlins, and this Phoebe Cates monologue.
It was Christmas Eve. I was 9 years old.
Boring. Let's get to the really sad part.
Firemen came and broke through the chimney top, and me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat or a bird, and instead they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He slipped and broke his neck, died instantly, and that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
So yeah, what were you saying about having a shitty Christmas? Number 1, It's a Wonderful Life. George tries to do himself in. It's a Wonderful Life has become such a holiday mainstay, Some may forget that to get to the heartwarming ending where the town all comes together to try to save George Bailey has to sincerely try to commit suicide. The entire premise of the alternate reality where he's never born is because George Bailey can't think of a better way to solve his problems than to die and let his life insurance cash out. It's pretty damn bleak. Luckily for us, the movie is an enduring classic because it takes this all too human moment and proves to him, and by extension to us, that the darkness doesn't last forever and that life is pretty wonderful if you keep on living it. Happy holidays to every one of you out there having a great time or not so great time. But we here at Screen Junkies think you're pretty wonderful either way. You can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. Happy holidays.